takes time, effort, money. I definitely put the effort in. I just don't have the time. I mean, I guess I have all the time in the world, but I don't have enough effort to do the job completely myself, except I do. And here I am. I'm not complaining. I'm trying. I'm trying the best I can. And, that's all you can do. If we've learned anything from anything ever, if we learned from Joe Biden last night, we watched Joe Biden talk. He said words. He actually put entire sentences together. I was impressed. I think we were all impressed. The bare minimum that Joe Biden had to do last night was not fall asleep. And he did that. He did that. Sleepy Joe Biden was out and fighting. He was fighting Joe Biden. I'll be right back. I need to get some water. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Heidi. How are you? We're just talking about Sleepy Joe Biden, the Democratic candidate for president. What are we going to do, guys? What are we going to do? Hopefully he makes it to Election Day. I hope he can. He's an old man. He's a very old man. I'm not saying anything bad about old people. I'm just saying it's a matter of months with this guy. We don't know what he could... Any minute now, Joe Biden could be... Joe Biden and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't know if you've got a death pool going, but both of them, we need them to last till January 20th. Both of them. So let's do it. Let's get behind them. Let's inject them with things. Let's keep their hearts moving. Let's give them a new, like a second heart. Whatever we could, an iron lung. If we could keep them alive for as long as possible, I think we'll be good. For as long, until January 20th. This is all I ask for. Isn't that sad that Joe Biden looks that frail and old? I swear to God. Last night, though, came out swinging. He was inspired. I felt pretty inspired by Joe Biden. And I've literally been telling people, sorry, I'm reaching over. Sorry, pardon my reach. I've been literally telling people, get me excited about Joe Biden. I don't know how to do it. But, sorry, guys. I look like I was on tumble dry. But I'm back. I'm here. I'm awake. I'm alive. You're here. Hopefully... bare minimum, Joe Biden standards, hopefully you're at least awake. And I hope that you're alive. You could do both, too. So let's say I was watching the Democratic National Convention last night. Let's say Joe Biden strolled on out there, he traipsed out to the stage. You ever notice you can't traipse without pissing someone off? Get out of here. We don't want you traipsing around here. You just traipse right in. Sometimes you need to traipse. Sometimes you're tiptoeing and you need to traipse. You're tiptoeing, big man. You need to strut. What's up, Angie? How are you? Hey, Mom. Hi, Mom. Here's a funny story. I was an extra. When I got my SAG card, I was cast as an extra 2 times on CBS's Two Broke Girls. 2 times within like 3 weeks, and I got my SAG card. And I was like, whoa, that was easy. You come to LA and you get your SAG card like that. They just hand them out. They give you keys to a Prius, and then they go, here's your SAG card. Now struggle for as long as possible. And then one day something might happen, and then you could buy a house. And that's the plan I'm on. I always say this about LA. There's so much money flying in every direction. And if you have any kind of like talent or ability, you're just watching that money like fly back and forth. You just have to stand in the right place to get hit with a pile of cash. Because it just flies around left and right here. And it's thrown back and forth by people who don't understand creativity and art and expression. They like literally cannot understand it. They're corporate entities, they're executives at corporations. their brains don't work that way. But they know how to make money, and they know that lots of people like creative and talented people. And then they go, hey, let's make money off of creative and talented people. And they try, and they do that, but they don't understand the thing. They don't understand the process, but they have all the money. They have all of the money. And it's funny because you're just like, how do I get hit? Where do I stand? I just need to stand in the right place. And even if you don't have talent, that's the sad part. If you don't have any kind of exceptional talent or skill in Hollywood, you can get hit with a pile of cash just by standing in the right spot at the right time. I mean, look at Kristen Stewart. I'm kidding. I don't know. She's really not that good, though. I'm kidding. Just kidding. She used to suck, and now she's okay. But listen, if you do something for long enough, you get good at it. It's just kind of, unless you... I think that's kind of a rule of thumb. If you do something long enough, you get good at it. A lot of these actors who are adults now, a lot of them were child actors, like Kristen Stewart, and now they're really good at it. And it's their career because they're like, what else they gonna do? They made all their money making actings. I always like when actors, like the little kid who was Joffrey in Game of Thrones, is like, I'm done with acting, I'm going back to school. Guess what? In 5 years, you go see him in like every punchable face role that he could possibly book because he's got the most punchable face in Hollywood, and we want to see him in movies so we can punch his face. And you know he's coming back. He's like, I decided to become a podiatrist. No, you didn't. You got to have like 3 weeks looking at stinky feet, and then you're going to be like, why can't I be in the next Batman? I could just go and be in the next Batman. I wonder if he's pulling someone's like toenail out, because he's a podiatrist now in this fantasy. I wonder if King Joffrey, while he's pulling off someone's toe as his new podiatry career, I wonder if he's like, Did you ever see Batman Begins? Yeah, I was that little boy on the window in the fire escape. Got it. I think that's what happens when you're King Joffrey and you become a podiatrist. It's a tangent. That's what we do here. We talk about things for real. I like to be real with you. I like to drink some coffee. I like to get shot out of a cannon. I like to express myself with you because hopefully it brings you some kind of humor, some kind of comfort, some kind of regularity in this strange world that we live in which there's a coronavirus going around. But I was talking about executives and they don't understand people and how untalented people will get far. And I have seen incredibly talented people just waiting for that break. But you know what you got to do? You got to do it yourself. You got to go get it. Get it? That's what we're doing. So that's why we have Aristotle Full Throttle 5 days a week. Pacific Standard Time, noon. But Monday, going to the beach. Also, I would like to say that I'm considering a time change, maybe 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me know what you guys think about that. Hang on a second. If you guys think that's a cool idea, if that's a great idea, if you think I should have King Joffrey as my sidekick, kind of low on the volume. How's this? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Is that better? Instagram? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? See that guy? The guy from Verizon who went over to Sprint years later after he got out of his non-compete clause. Can you hear me now? That dude, he just had to go like this. Could you hear me now? And then he's like, wait, how did I get these tens of millions of dollars? I think he made $3 million. over the course of that campaign, over the course of those Verizon commercials, the Can You Hear Me Now commercials. And then you got Flo. This is all I'm saying. I just want to be the next Flo. Let me sell you car insurance. Look at the car. I just looked at the video stream, and I've got this icon of my face right over my face. I'll just do this. Wait, how do I do it? Wait, this. Check this out, guys. If you guys are watching the video of this, it's hilarious. I'm making my face. Look, it's my face on top of my face. I want to do an animated series, guys. I think I might. What do you think about that? A dopey animated series. It's going to have Carl Weathers report. It's going to have Baby Yoda. It'll have Seth Rogen. For no good reason. Got the iPad volume all the way up. I'll try Twitch. Okay, well, let me say something. Guys, you just witnessed live animation on Aristotle Full Throttle. We're making breakthroughs today. You know what it is? I had some kind of problem with my the port on my iPhone. The port. Here. I pulled the plug out. Now, is that better? I pulled the microphone out. I have this fancy dancy microphone. I'll explain this to you. This was given to me for free at VidCon 2 years ago, and then I found this use for it because it sounds actually better than the regular microphone on my phone, because my computer is right there, and I'm streaming on my phone to Instagram, which I'm going to switch up pretty soon. I got to figure that out. So much figuring out. And now this is like right here, so you don't pick up the white noise of my computer in the background, the fan on my computer. So is that better? Let me know on Instagram if that's much better. Part of the show is literally the show itself, getting it working. Is this thing on? Hello? I don't know. It might be broken. Can you hear me? What I like to do on this show, I plugged it back in. What I like to do in the show is simulate someone who doesn't know how to use technology. I'm simulating that. It's all an act. I'm louder over there. Am I now? I'm louder all over the place. Hi, Condiland. Let me know on Instagram, anybody. Just say thumbs up, thumbs down if the sound is good or bad or whatever. Indifferent. It's nice and silent. When the first part of this coronavirus hit, I live in a busy part of town. It was just, I could hear birds outside my window. You ever, do you know there's birds? I could hear them. I could hear all the birds outside my window. And even David Crosby was there. Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Baby Yoda Fauci. Everybody, I've got an iPad too. Hi, Dr. Baby Yoda Fauci. Thank you for joining us. I'm here to remind you. That part of the charm of this puppet is constantly fiddling with the glasses. It's part of the shtick, really. It's very transparent, but it's hilarious. I think it's funny. Why fix it permanently when you can constantly fiddle with it? Yes, thank you. Are you talking about the presidency? The real reason I brought you here today was Batfleck. Batfleck might be back, Fleck. Why does Batman disguise his voice like this? Why can't Batman be like, I'm Batman? High-pitched squeal. Bats make high-pitched frequency squeals so they can echolocate their prey. Eee! Why doesn't Batman do that, man? I don't know. It seems more logical. It seems, imagine he had to echolocate. He shouldn't even have eyes on his suit. He should just go, eee! And like swing and miss, like try to punch the bad guys and just keep missing. Batfleck is back, ladies and gentlemen. Batfleck is going to be back in the next Flash movie. Ben Affleck, as you know, left the franchise. He was introduced as Zack Snyder's 2016 movie, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Super DECE, DC Comics Super Extended Universe, Darkest Night. I don't know, it was a long title. The title just kept getting longer. First it was called Man of Steel 2, and then it was called Batman vs. Superman, and then it was called Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, introducing Wonder Woman. They could not cram enough things into that movie in 2016. And then the following year or so, Batman did a cameo in the Suicide Squad, and so did the Flash. And the year after that, they did Justice League, and Batfleck was there, and everybody, and Alfred. Batfleck was pretty cool. People were scared of Batfleck when they first... Here. What if I turn the volume all the way up? People were worried that Batfleck was going to ruin it. You're ruining my life, Ben Affleck. They thought that. But you know what? He turned out to be one of the best Batmen. He turned out to be one of the best Batmen. And then he had to leave. He's like, I gotta go. It was nice. It was real. He always tells a good story. Ben Affleck tells a good story about when he became Batman for the first time. And he was talking to Christian Bale. And he ran into Christian Bale at a costume shop at Halloween. They both had their young kid with them. And Batfleck and Christian Bale looked at each other. And Ben Affleck had just landed the role of Batman. And they kind of gave each other a knowing nod. Like, you're the new Batman. So Batfleck said to Christian Bale, are there any pointers that you want to bestow upon me as a previous Batman? What would you like to tell me as advice? Taking up the cape and cowl, and Christian Bale said to Batfleck, make sure to make a hole so you can pee in the suit. Because the suit is tight. And make sure there's a zipper for your willy so that you can pee. And that was Christian Bale's advice to Ben Affleck on the character of Batman and the portrayal of him. Solid advice, I tell you. Peeing, man, I do that multiple times a day. Almost every day. But Batfleck is back. He's got to be in the new Flash movie. We're worried about that. I mean, I don't know. Am I worried? Because Michael Keaton's already coming back. Michael Keaton's going to be in that movie. Ben Affleck's going to be in that movie. And there might even be a cockneyed Christian Bale in that movie. I don't know. I think that's going to be the next announcement. Here comes Christian Bale. Oh, this is the suit. It's going to be an older, wiser Batman. Both of his backs are going to be broken. And he's going to say, oh, at least they made a zipper in my suit. And he's like, Bat depends. I got these. You just want to make sure you could wee in your bat suit. We get two Batmans. Yeah, we do. Candyland, you don't like Ben Affleck. I watched Gone Girl and I feel like his character is who he is in real life. Still haven't seen him as Batman. Candyland, I watched Gone Girl and we brought this up on the show several times before. It's a controversial movie. I like that it doesn't have a clean resolution. Actually, it does have a very good resolution. According to the story that movie told, yet a lot of people it doesn't sit right with because they're like, I didn't want that to happen. And it's like, well, you may have not wanted this to happen in this movie, but the story kind of compelled everything to resolve in this way if you're telling this particular story. People just, it's fine if you don't like the story. It's fine if you don't like the movie. I think that movie in particular has a non-traditional, non-Hollywood ending, and Batfleck was really good. I would say I definitely hated his character for the first third of the movie of Gone Girl. Ben Affleck, I was like, this guy sucks. Why does this lady had to deal with all this? She was gaslit. He was abusive. He's a jerk. And then you watch the middle third of the movie, and you're like, oh, everything I assumed is now challenged, and now I'm forced to examine the story a little bit more closely and consider other factors and see the whole character from another angle. So I didn't hate him as much for the middle third of the movie. And then the third third of the movie, you just hate both characters. And then you're like, why are they even together? And you're like, okay, I guess I understand why. But you can intellectually understand that movie, but also not like it. They call that cognitive dissonance. 2 Batmans, I'm excited. 2 Batmans, that's 2, the number 2, which is just as many people watching on the platforms right now. It's just us. It's like, I feel like singing Three's Company. Come on, knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. Three's Company. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna just figure out songs now. Yeah. That's the little tag. Got the guitar out. Let's do this one though. You know what's funny about that theme song from the 60s is whoever wrote it, incredibly creative. First of all, one of the first things you learn in music, if you play the guitar, is the blues, the 12-bar blues, which is... So it's the 12-bar blues, right? That's the first thing you learn on day one. They say, okay, here's how to play a song. This is the 12-bar blues. So the guy or woman or people or group or orchestra that was hired to write the theme song for the 1960s Batman television program, they were like, you need to write the song of the decade. You need to write a theme song that captures our imagination, elevates us within, inspires us throughout. What have you got? Well, let me show you. Batman. Batman. Wait for it. Batman. 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 Thank you. That was my rendition of Batman. So as to try to not sing it too loudly, because there are people right there in the hallway checking their mail. And I'm embarrassed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm embarrassed that I'm a full-grown man singing Batman. Thank you. And that concludes the Batman portion of the show. No, it doesn't. It just starts it. Okay. Sorry about that. One of my favorite bass lines. That's jazzy. I hated jazz ensemble. Do you guys ever have a jazz ensemble? I was in the jazz ensemble. It was a jazz terrible. To bring some French back into it. Yeah, now you want the acoustic version? Well, you know, you could just sample that and put it on Spotify. That is the acoustic version. Batman. That's Batman. He flies in. He eats large fruits. Batman. You know, vampire bats, they fly and they land on like the necks of cattle and animals, and they like suck the blood. They like bite a little hole and then they lick the blood off of you because they're vampire bats, right? So Batman, they just show up. He's like, and then he like goes up to a cow and he's like, that's really gross. But I want you to visualize it. I want you to understand what I'm seeing in my head. I'd like to convey that to you. Condyland played the alto sax and jazz ensemble. Jazz ensemble, you know, I'm kidding. I didn't hate it. It was fun. Except I would just play Rage Against the Machine on my bass guitar most of the time. And all of the people would stare at me funny. Because they were like, we like jazz. And I'd be like... You know, and then people would get mad at me. There was one girl in the jazz ensemble, and she would play the trumpet, and she would wear gloves while she played the trumpet. I did not wear the gloves while playing the bass. Though that would be cool. Imagine that. I could have jazz hands in jazz ensemble. We're just off the rails. It's Friday. We don't care. Friday is the free day. Free day. That's where it comes from. The word Friday. It comes from Casual Pants Friday. I hope you're wearing your jeans. Let me unplug the microphone from here, because I feel like people on Instagram cannot hear me. Can you hear me now? Guys, if you're on Instagram, go over to twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle. I'm going to drop the Discord link in the thing so that everybody can go over the Discord. Keep the conversation going after the show. Because, you know, that's how we like to go. Yo. Here we go. That's everybody. It's weird. I'm seeing your comments, but I'm also not. Let's try this. I looked at the video last night. I was watching the show, and then I was like, wow, my eyes are darting around like a ferret. I say ferret because, you know, I couldn't think of any other animal quicker. My eyes are darting around the screen, so I should really keep everything right in front of me so that I don't look like a guy who's tweaking on meth. Because I'm like trying to keep up with all of the comments. I'm like, I should put everything in one spot so that I don't have to, yeah. Snap off the beat. Yeah, that's a good one, right? I'll just play Rage Against the Machine songs for the rest of today. Remember that one? That was like that was off their Christmas album. And then it goes like. playing it acoustically in its natural form, the way it was meant to be played, clearly. Yeah, I lost the beat on that one, Angie. I like that part. Because, you know, anger is a gift. It really is. If you're on YouTube and you're on Twitch, like the things. I don't know if you can like things on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, subscribe monthly. You could do like $2.99 a month or $1.99 a month for a day. Friday, we were talking about this last night. My friend Oliver was going through the days of the week, and you know, moon, it's easy. Sunday, that comes from the sun. I could tell because the word sun is in it. Monday, now I'm going to have to do a little bit of thinking here and connect some dots and go, well, Monday, that must be the moon, even though there aren't enough O's. Monday comes from Moon Day. So now I'm catching a pattern here. The days are named after celestial bodies. Tuesday. 2? Is that named after a 2? No. What I'm going to have to do is go back into my Latin-based languages and say Tuesday. Well, what's Tuesday in Spanish? Martes. And what does Martes sound like? It sounds like Mars. Mars Day. Oh, Tuesday is Mars. Now we're getting it. Wednesday. No, there's no wedness. I don't understand what wedness is, but in Spanish, miércoles, Mercury. Thursday, jueves, Juno, Jupiter. Viernes, Venus. Sábado, Saturn Day. We did it. And those were all of the planets that they thought existed. And then we thought only 9 planets existed until 8 planets existed. Because they said, hey, Pluto, get out of here, you dwarf planet. There was sizeism going on with the planets. And then we said we got 8 planets. And now we've got like 3,000 planets. It's crazy. We were like, there's only 8 planets up until about 20 years ago. And they're like, oh, wait, there's literally at least 2 planets on circling every star in our galaxy. We got to add those up. Now, when you take those numbers, you go, there are so many goddamn planets out there. How many of them have the worst president ever? Just one. You thought Wednesday was named after Odin? Nah. Anthony Hopkins, you know, he thanks you for that. I'm just, like, what I'm struggling right now to do is just create some semblance of symmetry. But I think it's the asymmetry that really helps with my fro. I was talking about myself. I have no rhythm. Oh, you and me both, Angie. Here's the trick about rhythm. Can't say you have no rhythm. What you gotta do is just practice and work at it. I don't want to hear that kind of attitude. I don't have it. No. Hard work. You gotta be like this. Gotta listen to a metronome. It's the most boring thing ever. But if you do it, you'll get it. I promise you. If you do it long enough, you'll get it. Here we go. Let's see. We got a metronome here. It's not working. Why don't you play? I guess it's not working. Let's see if this works. Low battery. Stop it, phone. Oh, there it is. So you just gotta do it all day long. It's rushing it. Gotta get steady. This is very entertaining, guys. Now let's do 16th notes. Can't do it. But guys, that's how you dance. That's how you do a dancing. I taught you how to dance. Don't forget it. I'm not showing off. It's just boring. I was struggling with that myself. Gotta get locked in. Hey, Judy. Welcome to the show. It's a free-for-all Friday right now. There's no real focus today. We just like to take it one beat at a time. Now, Angie, I was telling you about the metronome. Now, I'd like you to play that same thing, but at this tempo. I can't even do it. It's too hard. I was kidding, Angie. I would never make you do that. So you just gotta jam with the. I like to think that this metronome, if you want to make it a fun game, you just gotta pretend that it's Will Ferrell playing the cowbell. And if you do that, you're good. You might snarf. You might snarf all over yourself. Music is fun, you guys. Jen says she's learning the ukulele. The ukulele is also a very fun instrument. I encourage that you learn every instrument that you can, except for the ones you gotta blow into. I don't understand them. Stop it. Sorry, Candyland and your alto sax. I don't understand your instrument. You have to blow into it. I would like to keep my breathing out of this. I would like for my body to involuntarily breathe while I use my hands on an instrument. I'm kidding. I'm silly. I don't understand how to breathe. I don't know how that works. You've got to, like, there's an embouchure. There's an embouchure. I'm just saying musical words now, musical terms, because, frankly, I don't understand your instrument. You've got to put it up to your face, and you've got to put your mouth on it. Why would you put your mouth on your instrument? I sound like a dope. I like it. No, I'm kidding. The human voice is the most basic and engaging and beautiful instrument, and that is all breathing. So, I kid. The human voice is singing. It's beautiful. Remember this one, guys? I don't know how to play it. This is a dumb song, but it's so 90s. I don't know how it goes. Oh, good golly. You guys like the 90s? Dougie Fresh comes to mind. You know, Dougie Fresh comes to mind often. I won't go a day of my life without thinking about Dougie Fresh. There's so many songs, guys. Do you guys know this one? I wrote this one last night. I hope you like it. Oh! hope you like it. I'm very nervous to show it off right now. Just wrote this. Yeah. This is a cool part. I don't know the parts. I forget how that goes. But I think there should be a part in there that goes like this. I don't know. I'm still working on it. It'll be good. I think it'll be good. I think it'll really connect with the fans. You know? I think that, you know, maybe there should be like a... And I really hear... like... I think Batfleck should sing on it. Just, I hear high-pitched wailing over the top of that. If anybody could have any suggestions. What's up, 420 artist? I would like that, for that to happen. Guys, I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. And then it'll end like that. The end. You know, that's how you end a song. Usually you end a song by going like, "This is the end of the song." Let's play some jazz. Jazz. Angie says, did you see the teaser for Zack Snyder's Justice League? I did. I saw, like, Wonder Woman, and she walked up to a map with a torch, and she's like, I am not Indiana Jones, nor am I a Tomb Raider, but we want you to remember those movies in this scene when you're looking at me walking through a cave with a torch. And then she holds up the torch to the wall, and then it's like, Dark Side. And you're like, Dark Side? Why do you spell your name so funny? Who are you trying to fool? Darkseid is funny because it's spelled D-A-R-K-S-E-I-D, right? Or S-I-E-D, I don't know. The I before E, I forget. Darkseid, right? His name is Darkseid. He's not trying to, there's no misdirection here, right? I am Darkseid. Oh, what do you stand for, Darkseid? What are your politics, let's say? Well, my name is Darkseid. I'm evil. I've named myself Darkseid, right? So, I'm dark. Get it? Darkseid. I'll punch your face. I'll destroy your planet. Okay, Darkseid, how would you like to put your name on the ballot? Well, let's see. Darkseid. How do you spell that? The weird thing about Darkseid is it's like if you were to read it on paper, it's like Darkseid. Why is he trying to fool people? He's like, I am not evil. Let me just write. My name is Darkseid, but if I spell it this way, no one will know my evil plans. Come on, comic books. Yes, my name is Darkseid. What if Darkseid sounded like Seth Rogen, though? My name is Darkseid, and I stand for finding and solving the anti-life equation. I think that would be amazing, right? Wouldn't it? Darkseid, played by Seth Rogen. I feel like Hollywood loves that stunt casting. They'll just do it. You know, I hate all things alive. You know, Thanos, basically Thanos. I'm basically Thanos. Oh my God, this is a movie I'm watching in my head right now, and I'm laughing. So funny. Batman. What's up? You need Jack Black scatting. Yeah, we do need Jack Black scatting over these songs. How's that go? Yeah. That's a tough one, man. Sounds easy, but it's about the funk. It's about the groove. And it's in 7, so watch out. That one comes back around a little quicker than it did last time. You can only hear Jack Black now. Brigadoon. I was talking about Brigadoon, guys. I don't know if you know Brigadoon, but it's a musical. It exists like once every 90 years. It's a musical, for real. In the musical, there's like a city that appears out of nowhere, and it comes every 88 years or something like that, guys. A few years ago, I was at a dinner party with people, and they were like priding themselves. There was like 6 people there, and they were priding themselves on they're referencing all these different musicals. Guys, if you're ever around a group of people and they're bragging about all of the musicals that they like, and they're sharing about musicals and their love for musicals and how much they know the songs from the musicals, run! Run away. Unless it's Hamilton. Hamilton's excellent. It's excellent. But I was around this group of people, and they were like, and then in Les Mis when this happened, and then in the Phantom of the Opera when this happened, and everyone loves Rent, and 9,426,000 minutes or whatever, and you're like, what is this? And they were like, you like musicals? I was like, yeah, what's that musical? I go like this. They were naming every Hello Dolly. They're just going down the Pippin. They said Pippin. These people were saying Pippin. And I was like, oh, yeah. What's that musical where it's like, there's a city and it shows up every 88 years? It's a musical. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's a musical. You guys you're talking about all these musicals. Andrew Lloyd Webber. You know, you guys are really up your own asses about musicals. You guys know Brigadoon? Brigadoon, that's the name. And they were like, what? I'm like, Brigadoon. You know, the city, it shows up it's Brigadoon. I don't know, Brigadoon. And they were like, that's not a musical. And I was like, yes, it is. It's definitely 100% a musical. They're like, no, you don't know musicals. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, you guys were just going off on every single musical in the quarter of all of Broadway ever that has existed, and I bring up Brigadoon, and I'm a jerk. They were like, "Nah, get out of here. Nobody's ever heard of Brigadoon. Get out of here. That's not even real. No one's heard of that." So, in retrospect, I was around a bunch of people who, I guess, their ego got hurt because they did not know that reference, and they were priding themselves in all of the different musicals that they liked, and they didn't know that one. And I did, and I don't care about musicals, so I was wondering what was happening there for years until about yesterday, and I was like, oh, they were just upset that they'd never heard of it, so then they made me feel like a dickhead just because I mentioned casually a musical that they had never heard of. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a dreams? I'm dehydrated today. What's the one that goes like this? There's another one that's like, you guys know the songs like, one of my favorite songs. It starts out, it's like, and do you know that guitar player? He's really good. He goes like, there's a few more notes there, but he basically, sometimes every now and then he'll be like, you know. That's the most dramatic chord. What's up, Blurred Words? Am I the only one who wants to hear about Two Broke Girls? Blurred Words. And Angie. Two Broke Girls. When I got to LA, I was one broke girl. I went to Central Casting. Central Casting, it's a real place. You know how they say in the movies, right out of Central Casting. Yeah, right out of Central Casting. I think that means like, they basically, you come in, you dress your general vibe, however you like to dress, whatever's comfortable for you. Whatever looks good on you. If you're a businessman, you bring your suit. You know, if you're a lawyer, if you want to look like a lawyer, you dress bring a suitcase and a suit, and you line up around the block. I've got a few Central Casting stories, but you line up around the block, and then they bring you in, they take your picture, you fill out a form, and then they go, "We'll call you." And they call you. They call you like a week or two later, and they say, "Hey, over on the Warner Brothers lot at CBS show, they're shooting Two Broke Girls, and they need hipsters," which is what I got called for a lot, or people from New York. I still get called for people from New York. This is a little side story, guys. The most bookings I've had on commercials were production companies that do not live in Los Angeles. They're either from Europe or New York. Those are the people who want to book me. People in Los Angeles they can't figure me out. But New York people are like, "Oh, look, a guy from New York. Let's put him in a commercial where they need," like, production crews from New York will come to LA, and then they'll cast a commercial, and I usually get booked when the production crew is from New York. I don't know what it is. It must be my general vibe, but LA people are like, "I don't understand." And New York is like, "Oh, yeah, this guy's from New York. We could tell." So that's a little side story. So I get booked as background on Two Broke Girls, which was pretty cool because it's on the back lot of Warner Brothers, and I got to walk around there. And the first day I worked in Los Angeles, the very first day that I worked in Los Angeles as a background, I was they seat you in the audience seats during rehearsal on a sitcom because there's a live studio audience, and there are the sets. And what they do is they take the background and you sit in the seats, and then there's a background wrangler. This guy was named Jack, and he is awesome. He like yells at you all day to be in the right place at the right time as background. He wrangles you. Got about 5 minutes left here on Instagram. If you want to hear the rest of the story, you can go over to YouTube, AristotleFullThrottle.com. So I'm having a good day. The first day I'm there, I look over, And there's one of my college suite mates, my friend Peter. Hadn't seen him in about 10 years. And he's just sitting right next. He's like, Aristotle. And we're like, holy crap. So we had a nice reunion. Because he's been in LA. He was in LA for a while, pursuing acting and whatnot, and filmmaking. That was pretty cool. And I got to one of the cool stories I have from that set is Jennifer Coolidge is probably one of the funniest human beings I've ever seen work. Ever. I was watching her rehearse a scene, because she's on Two Broke Girls, Jennifer Coolidge. She would rehearse a scene where she just had to walk in a door, put something on a table, and walk out. So the script says she sneaks in, puts something on the table, and walks out. And you go, okay, I can see that being the script. But the way Jennifer Coolidge rehearsed this, it got funnier and funnier every single time. She would like open the door, sneak around, spin around, fall on the floor, it was just like she would do, and every single thing that she did, she found the funny angle to. And it was cool to sit and watch Jennifer Coolidge work, because you could tell she is who she is because she works hard. And it was cool to watch that. And Two Broke Girls was fun. I mean, the cast was pretty cool. They were chill. They actually interacted with the background pretty much. And here's the funny story that I have about the Two Broke Girls that I mentioned. I said hi mom earlier on the show. And now if you go back and watch this episode of Two Broke Girls, I think I might have put a clip of it on the internet somewhere. But I, as a background guy, knew that you need to just be on camera as much as possible. And the director of that episode, who was like the dad on Blossom, I think. It's true. So the dad from Blossom is the director of this episode. And 2 minutes left on Instagram. And he was just like, yeah, you could just wander around in the background. Now, I'm a hipster wandering around in the background. I just kept looking in the corner of my eye where the cameras were, and I would just walk into a spot wherever I was on camera. So when they cut it together, I'm like literally bouncing all over the background. And the entire time when I'm pantomiming talking to people, because they're like, don't really talk, just pantomime, I was saying, hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. So if you look at me in the background of this episode of Two Broke Girls and I'm talking to my friend Peter, because I would just go find Pete, I was just saying, hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom. Because, you get to be on TV. You say hi to your mom. That's the rule. So that was fun. I'll find that clip somewhere. Remind me this weekend to find that clip, because I want to. You can see clearly I'm just like this. But then I was booked on another episode of Two Broke Girls 2 weeks later, a different one. And what did I do that day? That day I was hungry, so I just walked around to the main cast area and started eating their food, because I was like, I'm hungry and you're not feeding us. And it's been 12 hours. So I'm going to eat your food. I drink your milkshake. I don't like the hierarchies on set. I've been on set as a non-union background person, and they won't even give you water, and they'll sit you in a parking lot in the sun. So when that happens, I will literally walk over to the main cast area and pick up flats of water and bring them over to the extras, because I'm like, this isn't Nazi Germany. It's a frickin' beer commercial. This flat of water costs $2.99. I'm taking it. That's just what you do. That's just what you do, because you're like, this is dumb. People, I don't know. There's really a weird hierarchy on set sometimes. But I did enjoy working for Two Broke Girls, those 2 episodes. It was a really good experience, and the people were cool. And I saw how the sausage is made, and it felt fun. Here's the really fun part about working on a sitcom, is there's a live studio audience. So you rehearse during the day, they bring in the audience, and then you guys, it feels like opening night, even if it's just 1 scene or 2 scenes that you're in, But it does really feel like you're in. I missed being in the plays in high school, so it's like places, everyone. Now we're gonna do a live thing on camera, and you get one shot, just like a live performance. Maybe 2 shots. They sometimes shoot it twice because they'll run it, and then they'll see that certain jokes work better, or they'll have comedians off camera like there's a comedian, he's very weird. I always forget his name. He's got kind of like a kid's haircut. What's this? One was Dana Gould. I remember that. Kid's haircut comedian. No, that's not working. I just had it. It's not Damien. Bull haircut comedian. You guys know who I'm talking about? Blurred words. I actually did interact with Kat Dennings. Yeah, I did. I stood right next to her and we exchanged like 2 words with one another, and she was cool. She wasn't holier than thou. She was very much like, hey, this is dumb, right, guys? We get to be on TV. Like, we get to just have fun on TV and do this for a living. Neat. She was very present and cool about it. Kat Dennings was cool. She's in the Thor movies too. Who's that comedian? Weird comedian. You guys know who I'm talking about? He's got weird books. I'm getting like off track here, but I'll know him when I see him. He writes funny books. He's a comedian. It's getting warm in here. I turned off the AC, so I'm starting to sweat. You never want to see people sweat unless they're Carl Weathers and they're fighting communism. But so the point of that story is there were comedians who were just hanging out on the sides of the stage, rewriting the scene while it was going. So they'd watch the scene and how it would work and how the audience would react to the scene, and then just literally throw out like 5 more jokes to the cast. They're like, oh no, when she says that, say like, not today, sister, or whatever they do. And then you say that, and then they were like, okay, and then the actors, the 2 main actors, the 2 broke girls on the show, they had to like insert lines. They had to punch up what they had already memorized and switch it out. So I was really impressed with that. That they were like, this joke we're replacing with this joke, that joke we're replacing with that joke, and this joke we're replacing with that joke. Go! And then they would have to do the whole scene again and replace the 3 jokes in their head in the scene. And it was like, dang, that's why you guys are sitcom stars, or at least you guys are working really hard to be good. I mean, you got the part, and I could tell you're working for it. So it was pretty neat. The fro attracts the heat. Ain't that the truth, Ange? Talking about curly hairs on your head, trapping the heat inside, melting your brain. What is that comedian's name, and why can't I remember it? I don't know. Vic Reeves? No. Yeah, they were really good. That was a really good show. I actually did enjoy the show 2 Broke Girls. It was written by Whitney Cummings. And then she had Whitney at the same time with that other guy, Chris D'Elia. Yeah, but the Whitney show wasn't. She just tried so hard, Whitney. It's weird how hard that lady works, Whitney Cummings. It's not weird. It's admirable. Whitney Cummings, I don't know if you guys realize this, seems to be a person who is just constantly coming up with ideas and constantly working and cannot stop her brain from working. And I'm exhausted just thinking about how much work that she's already done. And she's like a couple years younger than I am. she's already like on TV, did that. You know. Yeah, Whitney Cummings is totally underrated. I have a random like 2 degrees of separation from Whitney Cummings. My drummer's former girlfriend, my former drummer's former girlfriend grew up with Whitney Cummings. They were like best friends growing up. And I remember back early in the mid 2000s where she was like, "Oh, my friend's a comedian and she's a writer and she's working hard she works hard all the time. She's always doing stand-up. She's always writing." And I would hear about Whitney working very hard. And then suddenly she's on all of the roasts. Suddenly she's got Two Broke Girls. Suddenly it's years and years of work. But I was always impressed by that. It's not Emo Phillips, but he looks like him. Dimitri Martin, yes, thank you. Sorry, we just started jamming. We just started jamming with ourselves there. You know, if you can't play with anybody, play with yourself. I think that's something we've learned. That's what we've learned today. We learn every day on Aristotle Full Throttle. Today we learned to play with yourself. No way will I end this show with Dave Matthews. He sucks. Sorry. That song is pleasant. But overall, my assessment of Dave Matthews is he sucks. Dave Matthews, you suck. I call you out, Dave Matthews. Ow. Listen, I can make fun of Dave Matthews. He's an excellent musician. Terrible songwriter. I say he's a terrible songwriter because this, guys. Whenever I meet someone who is a Dave Matthews fans, who's ever had a dreams, if I ever meet a Dave Matthews fan, I say, "Hey, you're a Dave Matthews fan?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I go, "Okay, what's your favorite song?" And they'll say, "Oh, this one." And Ants Marching. And then I'll go, "Okay, sing the chorus." Wait. Sing the chorus. Go ahead. You can't, can you? Sing one chorus for one Dave Matthews song. Can't do it. There's no choruses to Dave Matthews songs. They're unsingable. They're unsingable songs. And I will contend that that's what makes it suck for me. Some other people, it might be good, it might be pleasant to your ears, but to me, if the only song I like by Dave Matthews is "What Would You Say?" because I can sing the chorus. What would you say? Yeah, I could sing that. Everything else, I'm like. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I like this one though, by Filter. The singer for Filter is Robert Patrick's brother. I think his name is Jason Patrick, and we know Robert Patrick is the T-1000. The T-1000's brother wrote that song. Can you even imagine that? He also wrote this one. Hosier is good. Oh wait, his choruses subtly change words every time. Oh yeah, Hosier's good though. I like Hosier. He's all like, "Take me to church," or whatever. He's singing about church, but that's a cool song because he goes like, he does like a really cool. That's a good song to take me to church song. Yeah, and it goes like this. Yeah, Take Me to Church. That's the one that goes like this. Here, I'm going to leave with this because I should go, like, be productive. I should probably wash the dishes or something. You guys have been wonderful this week. I've had a wonderful week with you. Monday, perhaps I'm going to the beach. I plan on going to the beach, so we might have to skip Monday next week. But it's been a wonderful week. A week in the world. The Democratic National Convention, we saw Joe Biden do a good job. And I don't know if we mean he did a good job by just not falling asleep while doing his speech, but he did a good job by also hopefully staying alive until January 20th. And then we could have Kamala Harris as president. Which is really what we need. And I guarantee within 2 years we will have a Kamala Harris presidency if Joe Biden wins, and that's a big if. We also learned what it's like to work on a television sitcom. That was fun. Thank you for bringing that up, Blurred Words. I got stories. I got lots of stories I could tell you about. We also learned that in Hollywood there's nothing... There's so much money flying around, and it's all just going in the pockets of... Hollywood is not a merit-based system. It really isn't. But it also is at the same time, in the sense that if you do something good that connects with lots of people, that's the merit in itself. If you can just do something that connects with lots of people, then that's all you need to worry about. Just do something good and do good at something. That's my suggestion. That's my advice. Eventually someone will take notice if you're only putting good vibes out in the world. And if they don't, then, you know, you can always flip burgers or busk. That's the one thing I'm happy about. I'm like, you know what? One day this all goes to crap like it is. Like it's already seeming to go. I could just stomp and clap on the sidewalk because... because I've got the steadiest hand in the West. That's pretty steady. Yeah, but this is the hand I play with. No, because you can't take someone's music away from them. You can't take music away from somebody. So do a thing that you know that nobody can ever take away from you. Do a thing in your life that you know is you and you alone, or is it at least it's inside you, it's baked into you, it's who you are. And hopefully that thing brings joy to other people. That's all you can ask for. Also, we learned that Dave Matthews sucks, and Hosier, he's good. Irish dude. Tall. Excellent musician. Dave Matthews, excellent guitar player, terrible songwriter. I don't understand what's going on with Dave Matthews songs. They all sound the same. I feel like I went to a Dave Matthews concert once when I was a teenager. I went once to see what it was all about, and I was like, oh, there really isn't anything that it's about. This is about nothing, isn't it? This is their, oh, Birkenstocks. Oh, cargo shorts. Oh, 100% of the crowd was wearing a t-shirt that had some form of alcohol brand on it. Now, this was an observation I made at like 17 or 18 years old when I was on Long Island at Jones Beach watching Dave Matthews, looking around at the very blonde-haired crowd, seeing that every single person had like an Absolute Vodka shirt. They had some kind, like Kahlua, some kind of alcohol brand shirt, cargo shorts, and sandals. And I said, I'm in the wrong place. I should go. I think I should leave. If you should watch, you guys should watch that show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave. It's really good. I love subversive comedy, and it is great. There's actually a scene in one of the episodes of I Think You Should Leave. If you've seen the show, the dude is trying to leave a door. He's trying to leave a coffee shop. The coffee shop, by the way, is 2 blocks that way. It's called Brew. He's in that coffee shop. I go there sometimes for a $7 iced coffee to go. And then he'll, the sketch is really funny. It's on Netflix. It's called I Think You Should Leave. And it's just that awkward moment when you're leaving a conversation and you accidentally push a door that says pull. So the guy, he goes to push the door, but it says pull, and he sees that it says pull, and he's still pushing it. And he said, and the guy looking at him is like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he keeps pushing the door, and he's like, "Well, I think you should." He's like, "No, it's great, it's fine." And he pushes the door so that it starts breaking on its hinges, even though the door says pull. And he pushes the door and he turns the pull door into a push door. He like breaks it so as not to embarrass himself upon exiting. And that's basically what I'm doing for you today here. I'm pushing through the pull door. I do want to leave you with some hopeful message. Watch the Joe Biden speech, or at least watch the highlights. Watch what it is to see a guy who genuinely gives a shit. You know, Joe Biden might be old. You might not be a Democrat. You might not like Joe Biden. But Joe Biden definitely likes this country. It's evident. It really is. I was sold on Joe Biden years ago as a guy who actually genuinely gives a crap about this country. But last night's speech was like, he's still there. He's still in there somewhere. There's still a Joe Biden knocking around. He is very old. We got 70-something days left before this election. It's going to be a tough one. It's always tough. The only way that these guys in power want to, they just want to stay in power. When you're in power, you just want to stay in power. So all of these tricks that they're doing, the president trying to suppress the voting, and it's despicable. It's disgusting. We need to get away from it. Every day of this administration has been a frickin' emotional roller coaster. And that's what happens when you're involved when you're inextricably linked with someone who's got a personality disorder, such as the president. This guy is a narcissist. He's a malignant narcissist. He's an abuser. He only does anything ever to feed his own ego. He doesn't care about the country. He doesn't care about you. He only has one setting, and that is the me setting. He does not care what happens to anybody else, so long as he gets to stay in power and feel like people like him. It's the opposite of me. I'm happy to hang out with the three of us right here. If you can't see that with Trump, I ask you to do this. Every time Trump says or does something, take a step back and ask yourself, is he thinking about anything but himself? And just really try, because some people can't see it. Some people, they don't understand what it's like to be around someone who's narcissistic. They don't understand what it's like to be around someone who's got some kind of sociopathic situation, a dark triad going on. They don't understand how severe that is. The country has had a Stockholm syndrome, being under the rule of this authoritarian dude that calls himself a president. And we got to be sure that we get him the F out so that we can maintain our way of life. It's that serious. I don't think we're going to come back from it if we have a second Trump term. We have a second Trump term. Guys, I tell everybody this. I say, hey, you might think it's bad that there's a Donald Trump, but please don't ever forget there are two Donald Trumps. Empirically, there are two Donald Trumps. There's Don Jr. There's Ivanka. There is no fucking way in hell. Sorry I used that word, but I'm trying to make a point here. Not really sorry. I mean, you're all adults. But there's no way in hell they're not running in 5, 4, 5, 10, 18, 7, 20 years. We have not seen the last of the Trumps. This is scary. That's it. That's just scary. We need a new hope. Mark Hamill for president. How awesome would that be, right? Luke Skywalker as president? Yes. He'll probably just hide in the bunker the whole time, though. Luke, where have you been? Meh, drinking green milk. All right. Love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me. Down to the last one. Just me and you, Angie. Just hanging out. I'm going to take a nap. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. I think it was a good one. I think we did a good job today. I think we did. I think we entertained. Are you not entertained? See you Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys. Aristotle Full Throttle. Bro with the fro, yo.